OGs, welcome to the BingeWorthy podcast, part of the Geekish Network, where we will binge watch an entire series to let you know if you should. My name is Randy, and I have the good pleasure to be in the presence of a distinguished panel of experts and just fly-ass people. So we're going to start this off with our OG, Mr. Centel. Say what's up to the people, good sir.
Hey, what is going down? I'm gonna get to sit there and have these nerd out conversations with my favorite people. Let's get started.
Let's do this. All right, from Memphis, Catherine, let the people know who you are.
Hey, I'm Catherine, Memphis, barbecue time. Getting ready to rock and roll, yeah.
And our super talented actress, writer, director, Miss Courtney Scott, right? Courtney, please tell the people who you are.
Hey, I'm Courtney. Glad to be here. Let's do it.
All right. Now, tonight, we are going to be reviewing HBO Max's Peacemaker Season 2. The season continues with the story of vigilante Chris Smith, Peacemaker, who finds an alternate dimension where his father and brother are still alive and the family is together in a highly regarded superhero team. It is set after the events of the DCU film Superman. Now, for those of you who may not know, and if you do, that's great too, at the beginning of the show, we rated using our binge-worthy skill, and then at the end of the show, we will rate it again. So I'm going to turn it over to the best technical director in the land. Rodney, please let the people know, how did the binge-worthy crew rate Peacemaker Season 2? Okay, so what's that? All full meals.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about right.
Yep. That's right.
That's consistent. Okay, so let's start this off. I'm going to start with, since, you know, everybody rated it so differently. Let's start with you, Catherine. Why did you give Peacemaker a full meal?
I mean, I enjoyed the ride. There were definitely episodes where I'm like, oh, this is great. But I think it's just the last episode, which I know a lot of people have mentioned, and I'm not going into any spoilers or anything like that, was it was a bit, the last episode, I'll just say, leave it at that. When we go into spoiler talk, we can go into that. But overall, I like the characters. I think there's some really good character building with this show, and I like that they were able to dive. James Gunn and team was able to dive words. Sorry, I've had a lot of conversations today. Was able to dive deep, and like really the actors were able to push themselves really well. There's certain references I like to DC comics that I think that were revealed really well. And it was just a fun ride for the most part. And I'm trying to avoid spoilers, so it's hard to talk about something without spoiling, so.
Okay. And to Catherine's point, for the first part of this episode, we are not going to give you any spoilers. We're not going to give you any spoilers, so please tune in if you don't want to be spoiled. You're good. A little later on in the show, we'll warn you and let you know we might spoil the hell out of it. All right, so I'm going to transition over to Centel. Centel, why your rating, sir?
You know what? I think the theme song is a perfect example to me of the series as a whole. And you first hear it and you're like, no. But by the time you get to the very end, you're like, I'm rocking with you. And James Gunn does a very good job of just keeping the ball rolling. Like Catherine said, we'll talk about the ending a little bit later, but I think it's brave looking to maybe expanding the universe. I think James Gunn has a larger plan, and he's using a smaller launch pad to get to that point. Sensational ensemble cast and relative social commentary. So it hit a lot of the key points that's going to keep things interesting for me.
Okay, good. I'm going to jump in here really quickly. For season 1, I thought was just a chef's kiss. I thought full binge out rating wasn't sufficient enough because it was so good. I feel like in season 2, we pick up in the aftermath of season 1, and to Centel's point, the larger part, the DCU universe. And at first, I was like, well, but then it made me realize these are people, they aren't superheroes per se. They don't have superpowers. They don't have super wealth. They have to live in a world where they have to survive based on the outcomes that we found in season 1. So as we moved to that, it really settled in for me, and it really started to pick up steam for me. I have to concur with the 2 other assessments. I'm not going to say it, but the ending just didn't stick the landing sufficient enough. And that was kind of the thing that really weighed it down for me from giving it a full binge out. Now, I agree that it is a stepping stone probably in the DCU, but I can't just excuse you because you're building out something more. Build you, not bringing to a conclusion the series that you got it. So that's where I was in the middle between for binge out and for meal, and just the ending just didn't quite stick the landing for me. So that resulted in me is why I gave my rating of a 4 meal. Courtney, why did you give Peacemaker season 2 a 4 meal?
You know, I agree with everything that all 3 of you said. My reason was going to be in a large part of the way they left me in this series, given that there's a lot of weight being applied to uh, the wrap up of this being in another project. But I will say on top of that, uh, when we ended season 1, I agree. And season 1 was perfection for me. I loved it from beginning to end. It was new. It was different. And it following these characters that some of which we met in Suicide Squad, number 2. And I thought it was just such a wonderful, refreshing, fun journey through this chaos that was Peacemaker. But at the end of that, I thought we established him as comfortable in his skin as a superhero. And so then to drop him into season 2, where he has now, everything has been disrupted for him and he's a bit lost. It, that element was very I don't know. It left me kind of wanting because it seemed to meander for a little bit. And though I enjoyed it, I thought there were some great standout episodes. I love the character development. I love the arc of a lot of, especially Amelia Harcourt. I just felt like by the time I was counting on that ending to land me in a place of understanding the season as a whole, and it left me wanting, and I'm not gonna get the answers per se until 2027. So I mean,
when,
potentially
right?
2026,
even if.
but I'm a little like wah wah. So that's why.
Okay. Understandable. So start off with you, Centel.
What's up, brother?
How does this show balance plot, character development, and world building for you?
I think the characters are always going to be sensational because it's James Gunn. It's an ensemble cast. I mean, the cast. If there is any problems, even small problems, it's never going to be with James Gunn's ensemble team. He knows how to make some really good chemistry happen on screen, and even the littlest people you have big moments of caring. There's one scene in particular with Adebayo where, to me, she's not necessarily a major character per se that you'd be like you're going out of your way to pay attention to, but she gives a scene with another co-star that's absolutely phenomenal, just jaw-dropping. It's like, wow, I care about you even that much more. And that's just one small instance of all the many other characters that's involved. Now, as far as story goes, I said earlier that I think Gunn is using some of these other smaller projects to jump into a larger, bigger world.
Hmm.
So for those of you who have not seen it yet, you may run into a bit of frustration when you get a little bit towards the end. But if you are patient to realize that there's going to be a larger target that we're going to be hitting for, I think you may have a larger appreciation, even if you don't get that satisfying payoff that you're looking for. And as far as the worlds go, it kind of ties into the larger payoff. They do some interesting things. With portals, that's not going to be too super spoily, and there's some, there could be some cool things that could play into what the DC verse is going to play into. So it does a really good job of taking something street level at the very beginning, and then um, uh, giving it more value, making it a little bit larger in scale, so that when you do start getting into the other stories that are being told, it won't be like somebody dumping a cold bucket of water on you. Would be kind of like eased in properly.
Yeah, and I think street level is a very good word for season 2. Like season 1, we had aliens and Justice League. I think this shows real world ramifications from what happened in season 1, and it'll also, a launch pad into season 2. How about I'm sorry, into the larger DCU. Courtney, how about you? How well does the show balance plot, character development, and world building for you?
I think it did a really good job of world building and introducing us to the concept of the portals, especially given what we saw of portals in Superman. And so bringing it back to a kind of I want to say micro level, but really macro level, and understanding their relationship, and understanding also what Lex didn't know,
Mm.
and how that really shaped the story. It was almost like a character in and of itself. This concept. And so I thought it really aided the character's growth and understanding. So I thought that was great. And on another level, I would say it's definitely what James Gunn has done, regardless of what I think, because I agree with Centel, it is going to pay off in other projects. What he has done with Peacemaker is what I think everyone was hoping Marvel would do with their series that they put on
Mm.
Disney Plus, because you want to see them, it's what Agents of Shield tried to do in the first 2 seasons and was unable to do because of secrecy, and couldn't really connect to that world, whether, because not wanting to give anything away. But James Gunn has found a way to do that so that this will enhance his story down the road, and still connect us and give us enough meat to enjoy the series itself on its own as a standalone. So that alone creates the world in a way that I think he is a master at.
Ensembles is his thing. That's a nobody can ensembles, and bringing inanimate objects or not live human beings and giving them like scene stealing performances. That's where he really shines at. So Captain, what about you? I want to know for you, what standout performances did you identify in Peacemaker season 2?
So there's a couple for me. I mean, there's really a bunch, but I mean, John Cena does an excellent job and delivers that. I mean, he should be getting all the awards for that. But I also like Eda Bio's character and her growth and how
Mm.
she goes through things. It's just like this TV show is a very fascinating character study, and seeing how like they progress throughout the season. And even I don't know why I can't. What is it? They were mispronouncing her name in one of the
Hardcore.
episodes. Yeah, hardcore. Yes.
Yeah, Amelia.
Amelia, yeah. Even her like progression was great. So for me, it's like those three, but especially Adebayo, I think she does an excellent job, and I can look forward to seeing her in additional TV shows, movies, and content. And I'm just happy that she's on this show, especially in the time period that we're in, where she could have just have easily like. I'm not trying to get political, but like she could have not been there. So I'm happy that like she's in the show, and I'm happy like that show exists, and it's just a fun ride.
And I'm gonna jump in here real quickly for my standout character, and I wanted to see so much of him. Eagly. Eagly
Oh,
is my
Yeah,
standout
Eagly.
character for the show. I don't care what
Eagly.
nobody
good call.
says.
Good call.
Yeah. No, I'm not playing
Yeah.
Music Zoom, but Eagly. Yeah.
Eagly
Vigilante.
eats every time he steps onto the every scene that he's in. He steals, especially. I don't want to get too much to spoil away. Yeah, somebody's chasing Eagly, and let's just say Eagly has some fun with that. So he's my standout performance here. Again, this is a great ensemble cast, but yeah, he's the one that
Eagly's
I go
great.
back home thinking like, yeah, Eagly eats. Like, when Eagly gonna get the spinoff? Or do we got any comic books on Eagly out here in these streets? Courtney, what about you? Any standout performances? For
I was
good or
saying
for bad?
vigilante, like Adrian,
Yeah.
like for me, he steals every moment, even having his, like a secret hideout, and what was discovered in that hideout that everybody was like, yo, what? And his reasonings for never mentioning it, as well as the other sides of him that we meet, and without trying to give spoilers, that we meet during this journey. I thought that he did such a great job of showing vulnerability, and as well as just being his like regular chaotic crazy self, like when like he didn't know where Peacemaker was. There, that moment was so rich with his angst, and like he was bereft, and it was just really, I thought he did such a good job. Like I love that character from the beginning, like when they first introduced him in season 1, and I think he just gets better and better, like I mean everybody I totally agree with Adebayo and Amelia Harcourt, but Adrian is always my MVP.
Oh
Okay.
man. Yeah.
One super quick one. I just wanted to give a shout out to the score. I mean, of course, you've seen the James Gunn project.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know his music selection is top tier, and it didn't disappoint in this one either.
Okay. Well, I was
Yeah.
we were coming to you. What's that standout performance that you saw, Centel?
Oh, shoot, that was actually my little thing was the music.
Was the music? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and I co-sign on everything that you all were saying regarding Adebayo, Harcourt, Eagly as well. You know who else? Actually, I do. I wanted to give a shout out to Economos, because it's cringe-worthy of a performance, but it's cringe-worthy in a good way. I mean that as a compliment. And that added something to the 11th Street Kids. I think that's their name.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And another one throwing just real quick. Only one scene, and I hope I'm not spoiling, but Lex Luthor comes through in the pitch, and I feel like he's carrying. He hasn't missed a beat from Superman the movie. He was easily
Well-
the best Lex Luthor I've ever seen. He's my favorite Lex Luthor, and I thought here in just one scene he captured so much. And
They filmed that. They filmed
Yep.
that during Superman.
did
Really?
they?
Yep.
Yeah. And what's his name? Whoever. Why am I blanking on the guy that played Superman's name? Anyway, David Cornsweet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He was like, "Wait, why can't I be in it?"
Yeah.
And James
Yeah.
Gunn was like, "Nah, like this is set up." I think they filmed it early too, like before they even really got into
Yeah.
the
That's why
of like Superman. I think it was like day 2 or something like that. They
Oh.
filmed that scene for Peacemaker.
That's also why
Really?
the sets are like they have some of the same sets, because they're filming around the same time. So I'm curious what that payout was for. I don't know why I can't remember that actor's name right now, but he costs more than Superman.
Nicholas
Yeah.
Holt. Yeah, because he's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Okay.
curious, yeah. But
Interesting.
I'm also curious about one of the locations, because they use the Unreal Engine around environment in it, like one of the headquarters. I can't reveal what this is because it's kind of a spoiler, even though we've kind of mentioned slight spoiler thingy. But I'm curious if the set they have in the TV show is the set without the LED around the set. And I will have to get into spoilers for whatever I'm saying to make sense, but I will talk about that in the
Yeah, we'll come
spoilers.
back for that when we go into the
You-
spoiler rich part. So, Captain, for you, what are some reoccurring themes or motifs that added depth to this narrative for your perspective?
Recurring themes. I keep on going back to characters. That's not the theme, but there's something about characters and
I
growth
mean, it's a
and
James Gunn project, so yeah, the characters, it makes sense.
yeah, like especially with like Peacemaker and thinking he is causing all these issues and everything, and it's not. And that can you go back to me? I gotta think more
Yeah,
about this. Yeah.
yeah. What about you, Centel? Reoccurring themes or motifs that added depth to the narrative or
Um,
took away from it?
yeah, you know, one of the things I really enjoy, and they take a really bold step. And there's an ideology that I pulled from it with nature versus nurture. Are you a product? Are you who you are because of how you're raised, or are who you are
Mm,
because of the environment that you've been into, that you're in? Quick shout out to John Cena. I know we didn't talk much about him, but you know, even though it's his show and he's carrying it, he does a very good. He does not drop the ball in no scenes whatsoever,
mm-mm.
and him dealing to me with that theme of nature versus nurture it does a good job of hitting you in a space. You know, you're gonna feel some kind of way about how he navigates that. So yeah, I think that was the bigger reoccurring thing for me.
Okay. What about you, Courtney? Themes or motifs that you thought added depth to the series?
Um, I thought Amelia Harcourt's journey with understanding her place, like everybody was kind of in the same emotional uh sense of loss. um Adebayo with her relationship and understanding like who she is within the relationship and how does she maintain what she wants to do in her life. Amelia Harcourt has all she has ever had is working for Argus, and so who am I
Yeah.
now that I don't have that, and again, like saying Peacemaker, he's dealing with like, okay, the thing that I wanted, the thing that I thought I was would complete me, I can't have that. So how do I go and get like, but if I had this thing, if I had a family, then maybe that'll do it. So everybody is seeking something.
Hmm.
And I thought that that was such a powerful thing, especially given how they end up coming together at a point in the finale, that they've all found their bond. They found
Hmm.
that missing piece that each of them was looking for in order to become the whole person that they need to be. So that I would say that would be my thing, because even side characters that, like Tim Meadows' character, who was annoying throughout the majority of the season, and he's another standout that like he came through,
Who's
like he was so
who's
concise,
Tim
which is
Meadows' character
crazy. He's the
again?
black guy,
The
the
black
black
dude.
Uh,
guy who
it,
was
Yeah.
like with the Economos.
it, Bird
Um,
blindness. He has a
yes,
kid.
Yes,
yes,
yes.
Yeah.
the one with all the names, who was naming everybody. Like
Uh,
even he had a journey. Like everybody had this
The
clarity of
bird vision.
understanding of what do I want, and
mm.
and how do I achieve that versus like what's being presented to me. So I say that's my theme. I think that it was very well done.
Yeah. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to say vulnerability. I felt like every character throughout the show, our heroes and our villains, had a vulnerability. And they had to expose those vulnerabilities to get to the next stage and wherever they were going. Whether they were going to be entrenched in doing something worse or they were going to try to be better. One of the big vulnerabilities that kind of stood out to me, and we didn't get a lot of it, was Peacemaker's father in the Ultimate Dimension. He had a scene where we were like, oh, maybe he was different from his counterpart being Peacemaker's father. And we don't get to see like more of his philosophy and everything because of the events that just happened. So I thought just vulnerability played a big role in everybody that we saw. because again, nobody here is like super rich or super wealthy or super powerful. They're
Well, they
regular
were.
people trying to survive an everyday thing. I thought the interview with Peacemaker was very interesting, very funny in episode 1. What about you, Catherine? Any motifs or depth that you found interesting in this in the series?
I'm kind of just gonna agree with everybody, but
Uh,
like I know that's like I for some reason I'm blanking, but I like even with who's the guy who eats the Cheetos?
Oh, Kung Fu and that's something master,
Judo master.
Judo
Judo
master. Yeah.
Master. It was just interesting to see certain characters like Judo Master, heck, even Eagly, and their behavior change throughout the season, and just how they came to be at the end of where they were. So I was just looking at the side characters, just because like they all kind of went through something like that. Yeah, I'm not gonna answer this question really well, so
okay,
for
that's
next
fine.
one,
You answered it
uh,
just fine.
yeah, I was trying to sound profound. I'm like, yeah, no, head empty, nothing right now.
Mm, no problem at all. Now, we've
Yeah.
discussed that we felt season 2 was kind of a jump off portion for the larger DCU. And there's been rumors that, nothing has been decided as of yet. But I'm going to pose the question, and I'll start with you, Courtney. Do you feel like you'd like to see a season 3 of Peacemaker?
Um, I don't, I don't, I mean, I feel like we should, given the where it was left, but at the same time, if we're gonna fold them into the macro universe with like Superman and the Justice Gang and that kind of thing, then no. I would, if I would like to see whatever that world is that where they fit. And I would love to see these people to have a place to fit in that world. Part of me thinks they may get a little lost because it'll be, like they're not gonna be like the forefront. Um, so in that case, then yeah, I want a season 3.
Okay. What about you, Centel? Season 3, yay or nay?
I don't want to see a season 3. I think if we do go to a season 3, we're gonna start trading into them CW waters.
Oh.
Because of where we're going. So let's kind of like keep that trajectory in that path. I don't think we need to fall back for me.
Okay. What about you, Catherine? Season 3, yay or nay?
I have a theory about following the things past Peacemaker, but I think I think I think for 2 seasons is good. I think it's a great character study, and I think it's fine where it is. I just think there's something else after this in terms of TV show, and again, I can't. We have to get into the spoiler talk to talk about that, but I don't. I think I feel like this show will like transform into something else.
And I agree
Yeah.
with you. I think season 1, it was a standalone series. James Gunn has built out his universe and he has a definitive plan. I think a season 3 would just kind of muddy the waters. I think we put a punctuation mark in it for season 2, and let's just see what the macro, to Courtney's point, macro world has to offer. So I'm good. I
I
think
think
season 2, we can stop it right now. I'm
I
good with
think
that.
he said that it's just going to be season 2.
Yeah.
I think he is just going
Yeah.
to fold it into the macro world.
Oh, so
Um,
they're he said
He's
Yeah.
gone back.
there's
Yeah.
no 3.
At
Well,
first he said it, then he's kind of wavered. Now he's back. So
So
he probably doesn't know at this point yet.
yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, I think it's gonna be 2 seasons of Peacemaker, but I do think there's gonna be something from this. Again, I don't want to say the thing, but we can go into that in spoilers.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
Yeah.
So let's put a fork in this thing. I think we've talked about it. Let's rewrite it. Catherine, how about you? What say you? How are you going to rate season 2 for your final rating?
I'm still rating a full meal. I think it's great character study. Just enjoyed the ride. It just didn't stick the landing. And I'm happy again, excited to dive into spoilers of that. So yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna jump in. I'm good with where we are. I think it ended on a strong note. It's a strong full meal. What about you, Courtney?
Yeah, no change. I'm gonna stay at a full meal because it's hard because I do know that it's building up to something and it's one of those middle pieces. And so maybe down the road when we know what that final landing is, I would change it, but yeah, I'm gonna stay.
Okay. What about you, Centel? Bring us on home, sir.
I'm actually gonna go up. I'm gonna go
Are
up.
you gonna go up?
Because even though the season finale is problematic, it's a good episode. It's just a bad finale. Um,
Yeah.
and all the
I agree
other
with that.
previous episodes for that were excellent. So if I try to separate myself from the disappointment of what I was hoping to get, and then look at it as a whole, I do think it is a binge worthy project.
Okay. All right. That took us up to 4.25. That's still a full meal. A full meal. I know Mark gave it a binge worthy. So if we add Mark in there,
Hey, what up, Mark?
Hey, hey, hey.
Hello. I don't think I've met Mark before, but hello, Mark.
Well, Mark's in the chat.
Oh,
Technically.
Yeah, sorry, man. I didn't even have my chat on.
Yeah.
My bad. But yeah, we didn't even talk about Michael Rooker. That's true. That's a whole other thing.
Michael
Okay.
Rooker.
Well,
Well,
but it's still
yeah.
4.4, so we're still solidly
Okay.
at a full meal. And Chuck or Rakai didn't give us our rating, so who knows? We might follow back up with them. All right. At this juncture, we're going to switch over to a spoiler-rich version. So, if you have not already seen it, this might be a good point for you to, go back and watch it and then, come back and let us know what you think. It's up.
Spoilers. This is my spoiler hands. Go
Centel
leave.
kicked him out. He went like, hey, hit the road, Jack.
Exit stage left.
Right. All right. So what's going on? So I don't know. What do we want to talk about for our spoiler rich? So we've talked ad nauseum about the ending. We talked about that. Courtney, let's start with you. What didn't you? And we'll just go from there. Why didn't the ending just kind of stick the landing for you?
The ending didn't stick the landing for me because it was like two endings in one. It was like a false ending to an extent, because you drop them, you correct it into like everybody finds their way back together, and then they have this happy-go-lucky, shiny, happy people kind of moment where we build and bond and create a team, and now checkmate has been established, and and so we're like, yay! But I'm like, it's halfway. We still got like at least 13 minutes left, or something like that. So it's like, what are we doing? How are we ending this place in this like happy juncture, only to then drop us off or take lift out our major character and dump them in a false world that we know nothing about, this fake prison world that has been the whole crux that nobody knew about, that Rick Flag Senior has been seeking and trying to build, and then you just leave Peacemaker, and then we're just kind of like, okay, that's the end, see you later, good luck and good night, we'll see you in 2 years.
Yeah, it was problematic for me too. But I read somewhere that they said the part with Peacemaker being dropped into the world was like added at the very last minute. It wasn't a part of the original script.
Oh, because I know Salvation is a big like comic book run.
Yeah.
And that's just me listening to a bunch of different things. But like, so I'm surprised it's just kind of added at the end.
That's what I read. Again, it's the internet, so Beyonce's
I'll verify
internet
that.
says they're all their kind of thing.
I'll verify that. But yeah, I don't know. When we were talking about, I know I'm hopping ahead. When we were talking about like, if there should be additional season of Peacemaker, I think it's just going to transform into Checkmate, and I think the follow up would be Checkmate, not Peacemaker. And then they can also dive more with Salvation. Even with the other extended, Salvation would probably sounds like a bigger upcoming extension to Man of Tomorrow and other properties. Because I think that's also touching into the Green Lantern show, and even Hawkgirl could, like, there's rumors that Hawkgirl could end up in Salvation because of what she did to that president guy that she dropped and killed.
Yeah, I'm imagining
Um,
a bunch of them could end up in
Yeah.
yeah,
in this
yeah,
universe.
I mean, leave it up to Rick Flag and Lex, then everybody's
Right.
going. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean that's
DC Civil War for the most part. It's the registry thing.
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely.
yeah, because
So if
it's
you're
the
a meta,
same.
you're going.
Yeah.
It's the same as what Lex did. So how's it any different? Other than they're not in cages.
Yeah.
So that to me it made it a little like, what are we doing? But also it seemed like there was a T-Rex nearby somewhere. So it's a little bit of Jurassic World.
Yeah.
And I just feel like we kind of did that already. So why are we gonna do that again in Man of Tomorrow?
Yeah. Well,
Well,
it's rumored
it's-
that
Go ahead, please.
the Salvation Planet is training grounds for the parademons from
Right.
From Apocalypse. Now,
Apocalypse.
the thing though, and since I jump in here in just a second, James Gunn, again, it's Beyonce's internet, has confirmed though, like, parademons are from Apocalypse, and that's Darkseid.
mhm.
James Gunn has confirmed that Darkseid will not be the big bad
Oh, good.
of the DCU.
Oh, I got an idea who it's gonna be. I think.
It's said, rumored is Brainiac.
Yep.
That hasn't been
That's-
confirmed.
Oh, yeah, I've heard
but
about
strong
that.
rumor
Brainiac.
is Brainiac, especially since James has alluded to Lex and Superman will have to work together.
Yeah.
And there are many iterations of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
I
heard that
thought-
too.
I thought that like one of the robots in Superman was gonna turn into Brainiac because I kept looking to see if there was a robot number 5, and there was like what I saw in the movie there wasn't, but there are number 5 is listed in the credits. Because Brainiac 5 is like one, isn't that one of them? That's like the major like big bad.
Yeah, it could be. Chantel, you were going to say something. Go ahead, man.
What was I about to say? What was the question? Oh, the things that was off. To backtrack to what you were talking about of why the season finale was disappointing. I thought the episode was a good episode, but the joint was like 57 minutes. They could have wrapped all that up in 30, and then they gave us
Yeah.
like a 10-minute music video. And I'm
Yeah.
like, nobody
Yeah.
asked for this music video. Like, even though the
Right.
music, I think James Gunn does a very good job of selecting music. I don't want a music video.
Yeah.
And that after a while, I'm like, yo, get these old ass hair dudes off the damn stage so we can get back to this damn story. I'm like, I get it. You have squeezed every bit of nostalgia you possibly can out of this song. And it was very distracting. It kind of pissed me off a little bit because I was like, you got something kind of good. And now we're over here holding hands, singing Kumbaya and swaying to these folks that nobody even gives a damn about anymore. At least with the theme song, you gave me 8 episodes to get used to it. You just threw this shit in front of my face. And unless you're over the age of 50 years old, you don't even know what the hell you're listening to. So that part is one of the reasons why I was infuriated with that ending. But all the beats that it tried to hit, I was okay with that. I was okay.
I agree with that. Like, I felt like a lot of this episode was filler. Like, it should have just been 30 minutes. And I've heard rumors, I need to verify this, that James Gunn added additional runtime because he got complaints from fans that the episodes are too short, and so he stretched this episode out. I have to verify that because he does seem to like this type of music and everything. So maybe he just wanted a music video Peacemaker episode, but I feel like he could have allotted that time to when we were on Earth X. I was more interested when they like went from Earth X and what was going to happen there than this weird music video, which is in Savannah, by the way. I'm like, oh, look, he's in Savannah. I know where that is. I went to college there. So that was great to see. But outside of that, we don't need filler music video to kill time. So
I feel like James Gunn wanted to. Was he ever a music video director? I feel like that's what he wants to be.
I think he was. I really do think he was. Yeah.
Okay, it was like he's a film director, but I feel like his real goal was he wanted to be a music director from the 80s. Because like he's got the greatest soundtracks ever.
I mean, I just felt that like all of the several worlds that they went into we could have cut out a few of those, made those
Yeah.
montages a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
And I got the gist of what what Rick Flag was trying to do and find. I got the gist in the first three. Like when we lost certain people from his crew, that was the most significant element of that whole search within the portal worlds, you know?
Yeah.
But after like world number like 19 or something like that, I was like, let's wrap this up and
Or
move it forward.
yeah, or maybe it could have been more Easter eggy in some of the worlds we could have got. Like we could have got something from like Hades and the mascara. Like we could have got a lot of kind of glimpses into like I don't know some Easter eggs perhaps out there. Cause it just seemed everything just seemed random to me. It's like, oh, here this didn't work. This didn't
I
work.
guess for
This didn't
I
work.
guess for me, I'm kind of glad we didn't have a lot of like Easter eggs and cameos in the last episode because this is not like how Marvel's trying to shove a bunch of shit into a thing, but like it's I don't need like a lot of Easter eggs and references to other things right now,
Right.
but I don't need this to be the what feels like the episode where you have the beginning, middle, and then you're like, okay, I need something to fill time to get to here. And that's where I feel like this last episode landed. It's like you have this uphill of things happening, and then it's filler, and you're waiting for something else to happen right here. And that's where I feel like the last episode is like misplaced in a way, and it's too long and bloated.
I think to kind of piggyback what Courtney was saying regarding like they did too many of the worlds or the reveals with the dimensional doors. I think they did a really good job with the very first one that was the most pivotal, and that was when they walked in and it's raindrops and candy lanes and the yellow brick road and you can eat the grass. It looks like Willy Wonka and it's beautiful. But if you take a closer look, you find out that this place is going to kill you. And I thought Gunn might have been trying to make a little bit of a semi-parallel with what was going on with Universe X and what Peacemaker thought he was walking into, kind of the same thing. You know, it looks on the surface like this one thing, and then what Courtney said, they brought in all these other worlds, and it's like, okay, I think you already hit the nail. You knocked it out the park with that cool little parallel, and it was funny too, and really cringy. But then you just beat us over the head with like 6 more, and it's like, okay, you're doing a lot right now.
Okay. What about like we didn't get a lot of them, but action scenes? How do we think like the action scenes and season
I feel
one?
like I feel like I got that from Earth X one, but that black hole thing is actually a reference to Bizarro. Uh,
Really?
yeah, where Bizarro. Well, he's not Bizarro. Like the guy. I mean, I feel like the
You
Superman
mean
and
like
Man
the
of.
in Man of Steel? Or sorry,
Yeah,
Man of
yeah.
Steel. Not Man
Uh,
of Steel. In Superman.
Superman.
yeah,
In
yeah.
Superman.
Super
When they
and
sent
Su
off like Ultraman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
After
that's a
Oh, okay,
Ultraman
okay, okay,
becomes
okay. That
Bizarro.
Bizarro. Okay.
Sorry, I
Yes,
meant
yes,
to.
Bizarro
I
is
always thought he was
Ultraman.
Bizarro too.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought for
I
sure he
think
was
he
Bizarro.
will be. I think he will be
yeah.
Bizarro.
But like that is a reference to that area where the Earth got sucked in by a black hole, and that black hole looks like the same black hole at the. Is it just Superman? It's just Superman, right?
Yeah, Superman's the only.
Yeah,
It's the first
Superman,
movie in
and
the
then
DCU.
like Metamorpho was there, and his
No, the title of the movie was just Superman.
okay,
Am I
Yeah.
missing?
it
It's
was
just
just Superman.
Superman.
It's
Yeah,
just
it was just
Okay.
Superman.
Okay. I don't know
sorry,
why I thought there
Metamorpho
was.
was not there. I'm not at the end when he fought Ultraman. That's what
Yeah.
I
like,
think
yeah.
Ultraman comes back as Bizarro though. I think he
Yeah.
plays a role in the MCU, especially if we're gonna have Brainiac. It looks like Superman's gonna be a big role in this DCU, and I think we'll get a lot of his enemies out there, especially if
Yeah.
Brainiac is the big bad.
I had a question for Centel. You mentioned a scene with Adebayo that you thought that she
Oh,
really stood out.
yeah, the one that she had with her
Her partner?
ex-wife partner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that whole
Okay.
idea of if I chase my goal, it's going to destroy you, and if you chase your goal, is going to destroy me. And being grown enough to realize, as much as I love you, this cannot continue just because we're on different paths. So we both have to, put on our big girl pants and be like, we have to go separate ways. It doesn't mean that I don't love you, but this can't continue. And I thought that was important for me because at Adebayo, she's been living under her mama's thumb, Waller's thumb. In a sense, she's been living under the thumb of of her significant other with forming the puppy shop. I think that's what it was, like a dog shop or something like that they was going to do.
Mhm.
Dog
Um,
groomer, I think, something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
the groomer. She already kind of like sold her soul in a sense in order to sell out Chris for so now she's kind of like got her agency back, like literally and figuratively, with getting checkmate to go along with it. And the part, just one more piece to add on to it. The part I was a little disappointed. Uh, I thought they were gonna connect that somehow into the Waller series because James Gunn is doing that as well. And now that she is her own woman, completely, at least seemingly, that would be a good, daughter against mother kind of thing, and to kind of like really showcase, these black actresses, an interesting storyline, and then if Waller does have a weakness, maybe it's her daughter.
Well, her
I mean,
daughter's
Go
her
ahead.
daughter's kind of following. Oh,
See,
her
that's where I'm
daughter.
going. Go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say.
Her daughter is really following her Amanda Waller's footsteps.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I was thinking.
she's really just Amanda Waller in a I'm gonna try and do good, but she might end up just doing something similar to Amanda Waller, but nicer and I would say more emotionally mature. It's also just interesting from I think the most emotionally mature character admitting like, hey, I can't, when you're talking about the relationship side of that. And there was another point I was going to make. We talked about Adebayo. Um, Dang it, I lost it. There was
Did
a
I answer your
point.
question?
Hmm? Who,
Did
me?
I answer your question?
You
Yeah.
did.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I
Okay.
thought. That's what I thought, but I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure because I wasn't, I didn't, I wasn't completely clear. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. But yes, you did answer my question.
Okay.
And
Mm,
Amanda Waller doesn't see herself as a villain.
no.
No, of course not. That's what makes her awesome.
Right. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
to your
she's on the path of righteousness
yeah,
for
and
as
to
how
the
she
path
sees it.
like Adebayo may not see herself. We don't
Yeah.
know where
Mm.
we don't know where Amanda shifted from like I think I'm doing the right thing to like who she is.
Yeah.
We could be seeing the making.
And
Because
and
that's
even
what checkmate is. I mean, it skates the line. It starts off as
yeah,
good, but it's not
Yeah.
completely good
yeah.
in the comics.
Yeah.
I'm also wondering with the absence of Chris, will that change their like mentality running checkmate? So like
Yeah, because I imagine
'cause
they're gonna be looking for him.
yeah, they're gonna be looking for him, but the way I think when they were all in the motel and they're talking about like how Chris is kind of the glue, they're missing that glue now, and they're gonna be looking for Chris, and I think they have an inside person who essentially the person with the bionic eye, I think she was at the end where Chris was booted off into salvation. And because Chris was looking at her at the very end and she was and drenched in shadow a bit. So I'm curious like how that's gonna play out and maybe a Checkmate TV show
Yeah.
or the greater DC universe, or I guess not DC, DC, DU, DC, yeah,
DCU.
DCU.
It's the
DCU.
DCU.
It's
Yeah.
no longer the DCEU, it's the
No, it's not.
DC,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's not. No,
DCU,
It's DCU. Yeah.
yeah.
From an actor standpoint, I was happy to see with Daniela Brooks, who plays Adebayo. I was happy to see her kind of
Yeah.
flex her chops a little bit because
Yeah.
if she is going to be in Waller, Viola Davis will fucking destroy you on screen.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need you to.
I mean,
I'm gonna need you
yeah,
to
you got
like have some
two.
confidence in the
Yeah.
character that you're portraying.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
that she is a Tony nominated actress
And
as
she's
well.
good. Yeah.
She's
but,
yeah.
But we talking
Yeah.
about Viola
yeah, we
Davis.
talking-
No, I know, but Viola
This
is Viola. You know what I'm saying? But like, I
Yeah,
think if you're
I'm
gonna
just
put her
saying
with someone, like they had,
Yeah.
I
they
think
had good
that's
scenes when she was in season 1.
Mhm.
So I think she can handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think
I look forward to seeing her with Viola Davis. I think that would actually be a
Ooh, you
good
and me both.
pairing.
Yeah.
Like she did a really good job here, and I just really felt for the characters in this season. I felt like there's a lot of character growth in this season, and yeah, I know.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say I just feel like she's actually the linchpin that holds the whole crew together.
Yeah,
I think Peacemaker, he's the title maker, but like even when they went into the different dimensions, she was the one like we need to be back. She was the one setting the plans. Like she was the one who could actually talk to Chris in an emotional, mature level without fawning over him, but demonstrating a respect and a love for him. Right? I thought she
Yeah.
was the linchpin of the entire thing. That's why I'm interested to see where her story arc goes, because I feel like those
That's a good point.
seeds to be an Amanda Waller type are there.
Yeah, I guess
she's her mother's
She's her
daughter, whether
mother's
she
daughter.
wants to be
Yeah.
or not.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And I guess when I was saying, like, I definitely think I don't know why Adebayo is like she is the goat and she is the Samwise in this situation. I guess what I'm saying with like John Cena or I should just say Peacemaker. I don't know why I said John Cena. Peacemaker being gone. I'm just saying like Adebayo cares a lot about Peacemaker and like all of them came together to get Peacemaker back at like they were trying really hard to do that. So now that he's in this different world, like how hard are they going to try and get Chris back now? I think that's what I'm kind of trying to reference that. Even though like Adebayo is the goat and she is the reason why she even got Vigilante and did reverse psychiatry with Vigilante. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting how they play out. And I don't know, I guess I'm reading Absolute Superman too. And like the criminal organization are called Peacemakers. And they're all dressed
I was like,
like
I've seen that
Peacemakers.
before.
Oh my
Dressed like
God.
Peacemaker.
Yeah,
They got big
I'm
helmets and everything.
wait.
Is that due to
Man.
is that due to the TV show? Like, did any of the TV show Peacemaker have
know.
influence with Absolute?
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
because like I didn't know if Peacemaker was a character before.
I've never seen him right.
Suicide Squad 2. I don't remember that being
Oh,
him being a,
Peacemaker's
Yeah, he's been around.
Yeah, has he?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering if like the TV because like he's been around and even the Red Dragon has been around, but I was wondering if Peacemaker show influenced the newer Absolute comic book run
know.
to be a bigger like character because otherwise he probably would just not have been there wouldn't have been a Peacemaker crew.
And we don't know where at least I don't know yet where he comes from, but like all the cops, the Gestapo are all dressed like him and they're referred to as peacemakers. Yeah, so.
Yeah,
You know
if you
something we
haven't started
didn't-
reading it, check it out. It's pretty fire.
Well, one of the things, first off, let me co-sign that. But one of the things we didn't talk about heavy at all was Earth X because we spent a lot of time in Earth X.
Yeah.
Let me ask you all: did you all know off jump?
Yeah,
I didn't.
I
didn't.
I'll be honest. I didn't.
The father was wearing the same uniform. And we know that's a wizard, as in kind of like the clan. So to me, it was just kind of like, if he's this popular in this universe, I don't know. Is he still like this? Is this still a world where it's like white nationalists are in charge? Because we see the same thing. That's why it really surprised me when they were having their conversation. He didn't necessarily seem all in to be, he's like, hey, I'm not racist, but like, this is a messed up world and I have to do what I have to do to survive. Because he was literally listening. He was listening to what they had to say, as opposed to his counterpart, which is like all out racist, hate everything.
but you also have to think about the world that they're in. Earth X is like the opposite, so he's going to be rebellious in his own like Earth, which the opposite Earth, or our Earth, whatever Earth, main Earth, Red Dragon is like super racist and like anti-establishment, all that stuff in our world. But Earth on the Nazi world is rebellious and like he's not
racist.
He does get the benefit of the world, so he's not like a anti-racist person, but like he's kind of like how like I'm saying
the problem.
Yeah, he recognizes
the problem.
He's
like how
lesser
like
of an evil.
In terms of in answer to your question, I unconsciously commented, "Oh, there's no black people," but I didn't dawn on me. It like I never like thought like, "Oh, this is a world that is racist against all people of color." I just thought that like in this particular like scene or whatever, there was no black people. That's literally the only thing that I thought. And it was a fleeting thought. It didn't even stay. It was just like, huh. And I kept watching, So when it was, and it didn't even get me until like when she said, I'm gonna go for a walk. And then I was like, oh. Is that a good idea? And then we never saw Judo Master. So those two things were flags for me. And I was like, I don't think she's safe. I don't think she should go for a walk. But I didn't know why. And so when it was revealed, I was like, oh, snap.
When you saw that
It's
first
a
neighbor
black
outside and you was like, there ain't no black people. And the car started, I was like, yeah. James Gunn said he actually warned her about that scene prior to.
He got advice from her with the whole Earth X thing.
Yeah, because, he didn't want her having to go through that, like just finding out on the day of the shooting. He coached her through it.
But Adebayo gave James Gunn advice about the whole thing because like there's certain things in there where I'm like, someone referenced it. She's on the DC podcast. She's like, James Gunn has black friends. That was the comment she made. And I think
that makes sense because chitlins. I'm still not over that.
Wait, chitlins?
Superman.
Superman.
No, from Superman. And and when he explained what chitlins are, I was like, oh, he got some black friends. Because I still it's still.
Yeah.
I still bump up against that friend. I don't even know why. Sorry, go ahead. But I believe he has to have black friends
when she's running, because that scene could have been. I don't know how did you all respond to that scene?
So mine, it's kind of halfway answering that question because it delves into a problem that I saw, and that is when do you want what Kai says, you want allies or do you want accomplices, right? And when Adebayo is on the run, and Judo Master is on the run, then all of a sudden Judo Master is like, hey, we in trouble, and we gotta stick together and this, that, and the third. And then when they get back to the real world, then all of a sudden Judo Master was like, yeah, I'm gonna head on back over to this side again. I was like, to me, that was interesting social commentary, especially in today's day and age where now other groups are having some of the same issues that black folks is having, and they're looking around like, where are the black people? And black folks is, kind of like, this is your turn to march. You kind of got to kind of sort this out because oftentimes when we've been in situations, we were looking around for you and then we didn't see y'all. Y'all was like on the sofa eating popcorn. And to me, so it was a little bit of a parallel with that for me. What I picked up, it's like when it's your turn and you're in trouble, then you want all the help. But then when things go back to normal, then all of a sudden you act like you don't know what's no more.
Right. Yeah. It's like the enemy of my enemy is my enemy. You know what I mean? And we have a common goal. We got to get out of here. And we need each other to get out of here together. But we still not friends. Do you know what I mean? It's like in that moment, I recognize that I'm not getting out of here without you and you're not getting out of here without me. So once we get out here together, it's every man for himself. You know what I'm saying?
Also,
when he showed up on like the other team, went right back to like, Rick Flag, and was right there when Peacemaker was dropped in Salvation. Now, whether or not he tells Adebayo, feels compelled to tell her, like, we found some kind of bond later on if Judo Master is the one, but he joined
Checkmate,
He joined Checkmate, but
he
at the same time,
hole.
he was also with Rick Flag. So it's like he's a double agent. Well, so he's actually one of the most interesting characters that I want to know more about.
I would say both Judo Master and the Bionic Eye Woman were they were in the portion when Peacemaker was thrown into Salvation. But they are all both in Checkmate. So yeah, I mean, I guess they're both kind of double agents.
Tim Meadows wasn't there, right?
He was in Checkmate too. Tim Meadows was there.
He was in Checkmate, yes, but he wasn't in the and he wasn't in the room when they dropped off Peacemaker.
No, it's just
I think because that's when he got fed up and walked out. Because he got fed up. He was like, he had that look like.
I thought he got fed up after his friend got killed.
Was that what it was? Okay. I think I got my time mixed up then. Okay.
No. You could. I thought that's when he left. When his friend, like the bald guy, when he died, like he was like, "What are we doing?" You know what I mean? Like that was the first time. That was the first real moment he had, and I really appreciated that. But Judo Master was the only one that I remember as like, yes, he's a member of Checkmate, but he also is still with Rick Flag.
Well,
and I don't remember. I don't remember seeing the Latino girl who
She
joined Checkmate later. I don't remember seeing her at the end.
she she, she is
But I
at
believe she's
Checkmate.
there.
She's at Checkmate, but she was also at the. She's covered in a lot of shadow. Like you can't actually see her face. But you can see her silhouette and her posture.
Ah.
Which I also don't know if has a double meaning. But getting back to when you were talking about her Adebayo running, and even before you were talking about Adebayo running, you were talking about how we knew this was Earth X. I listened to a lot of people discussions about shows every time an episode drops, so I did hear people referencing it. So I guess I knew to look out for it, but there was a lot of clues and different things, even with the alternate. What's her name? Hardcore. She's too submissive, which made me think of okay, she's in a different world. She's way too submissive,
Ah.
and she was way too like she. I know she, huh? Yeah, skirt, submissive, like very like right wing behavior, and yeah, when she walked, I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be a horror movie. Don't walk in a mostly white neighborhood like that. Uh, don't do that.
And the
And
neighborhood
when they
had
were
no
all
black
just
people.
like, it's a
Yeah.
black. I was
It's
like,
a book.
Yeah.
I kind of.
I
When she
wonder how they
walked
tested. I
outside,
wonder
I
if
was
they
like, yeah,
tested that.
there's no black people. This is not going to be good.
Yeah.
And then the car screeches like, yeah, this is about all it is.
And the cars,
the
like
test.
all the Ford being there has an interesting history from World War II. Actually, I think Ford was like a Nazi.
Well, he was a Nazi
appreciative.
sympathizer.
Volkswagen.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah,
Nazi
And
those-
Volkswagen was a
sympathizer.
real big production vehicle.
Well,
during,
they were
during that
German.
time
The
frame.
helicopters, that's what they symbolize. It started off as a helicopter coming. That's a helicopter on the symbol. And the Germans were
today
very
years old.
technological advanced, actually.
Yeah, and the symbols.
They stopped making helicopters, and then that's when BMW went into car production.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't make war machines. So they took all that technology and started making cars. And that's what the symbols are literally helicopters from
what
that
symbol?
era.
BMW or
Yeah.
Volkswagen?
BMW.
They're helicopters? That's the symbol?
That's the symbol.
Wait,
It's a
what?
helicopter. The symbol on a BMW that goes around on a BMW, it's a helicopter. It's like a helicopter propellers. They used to make war machines in World War II. It's a German company.
Okay.
And so after they lost in World War II, they couldn't make army equipment. So they transitioned over to automobile companies.
Wait, so the BMW symbol's a hidden Nazi thing?
Kind of.
Okay, that's interesting.
Well,
Oh, I
It's the propeller.
see it. Yeah. Okay. So okay. I'm looking. I had to look it up. So if you look at a propeller head on, you know how sometimes the propeller will have that warbled frame of something stuck because it's spinning so fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at it, it's in 4 segments, and it looks like a BMW symbol with the propeller kind of going at the same
They
time.
used to make them. Germany was very technologically advanced.
Yeah.
Very. And so, yeah.
German engineering was no joke.
German engineering.
I mean, we still had German engineer, like a lot of those World War. Yeah, watch what's that Hunters? That kind of references that history.
So according to Uncle Google, it says that the propeller is a myth, that the idea that the logo is a propeller is a persistent myth that BMW helped create through clever advertising in the 1920s and 40s, which depicted the logo on spinning propellers. However, the logo's design predates these ads and is based on the Bavarian flag, though the circular shape can subtly suggest movement.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is. That's
I just found that fact check too.
it's a propeller. It is. It's big.
But
I mean, if they perpetuated to say that they perpetuated this myth, then there's something there.
It's there. Yeah, it's there.
but
I was today years old.
Right?
I'm gonna look at
it came from somewhere, so
helicopter propeller Nazi.
Yeah, it's there. It's true.
Okay, so I after the reveal of it being Nazi land, I can't lie. There was a part of me that wanted the robot from Creature Commandos to show up.
To
Yes.
kill them all.
Yeah, I was
Yes. Oh
like,
my
yeah,
god.
that would be absolutely amazing if they could
Oh
figure
my
out a way to
god.
I would have
segue that in.
loved to have
Yeah.
seen. I didn't
Do
even
you know
think about that.
it's
I want to
it's
see anybody from Creature Commando show up. I really was missing that.
yeah. I mean, he can still show up. I mean, the way it ended with his brother, he's pissed as hell and has
Oh, he
no
getting his lick
motivation.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, so we could have a like Nazis trying to come into our Earth, and you gotta get GI Robot to come in and kill some Nazis.
That sounds
Uh,
like something a Nazi would say.
yeah, yeah. But no, I
He
really
was
wanted
about
that.
that business.
Oh
I
yeah.
want a season 2 of Creature Commandos. I hope that's what it was.
It
Are
is
we
getting a
getting
season
one?
2. We
We're
are.
getting one? Yeah, I
We're
thought we
getting
were
like
the-
another animated one though. We're getting another
Yeah.
animated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
animated.
yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
The only thing that throws me off with like this Rick Flag and the animated Rick Flag, and I just feel like James Gunn wanted to put his hairdo on Rick Flag and the animated one to where it like kind of threw me off from
Well,
like the
he
live
said Grillo, however you say his last name. Apologies, Frank. He said that the reason he was shooting something else during Superman filming, and so
Mhm.
that's why his hair didn't match the Creature Commando version of him
Yeah.
in
Ah.
in
That's
real life. And
that,
so he said at some point we will see that version of him with the white hair, but that's why he didn't do it. And then he shot part of his scenes for Peacemaker during Superman. So obviously he couldn't match that for Peacemaker. You know what I
that's
mean?
what
So
I
they're shooting them simultaneously.
That's what I've heard. I'm just still like, part of me's like not convinced that that's reasonable. Like, part of me still thinks it's an ego thing to put James Gunn's hairdo into it. But like, if that is that'd be. But part of me sees that as like a weird, like I gotta put myself in this thing in some way. Even, and I don't know, but hopefully it is the hair thing. I've heard that. I've heard him say that. I'm just like, this feels like I don't know, just even with the t-shirt coloring and everything.
Mhm.
But I don't know, animated Rick Flag and then live action Rick Flag still feel mentally different. And I know the character shifts a lot, and there's
Hmm.
good reason for him to shift. It's just like it's so jarring for me that my brain is seeing them as two different characters.
Huh. Okay.
All right, guys, I think we've talked about this enough. So
ahead.
we're gonna head on out. All right, I'll start with you, Catherine. Any party words before we head out?
I laughed whenever the guy said it's a black. That is probably, this sounds wrong, but that's probably one of my favorite moments of the series.
I want to know if they tested that. I want to know so bad because I want because they had to have one where it was like, I want to say it. You can say nigga just this one time.
But it's
want to know how
funnier.
it tested.
But you
Yeah, I
wouldn't
think
have
they
got that
got it.
funny moment. Like you add the letter A before black and like it's a black. Like, you know what I mean? That's the equivalent of saying the diabetes. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. And they needed some things to take away some intense, because that's a pretty intense moment. It could have been
Yeah.
like really jarring.
And the
right?
timing of it.
Yeah,
So
it's just like, oh, like she's
But-
literally running for her life, and it's all white, and she has no allies. She can't call anybody.
But I'm glad even the internet just like made fun of this moment in a way that, and to me, that like it's dark humor, but like it made, I don't want to say made light of a bad situation, but
No, it
like it
did.
kind
I
of
thought it did.
okay. Well, I don't
Yeah.
feel like an asshole for saying that, but like I enjoyed that we all were on this ride
Yeah.
online together. I thought it was
Yeah.
funny.
I think James Gunn, he was able to walk that tightrope and something that could have been really, really intense.
That's why I just want to be in the testing room. I want to know the versions that didn't make it. Like I want to.
Or that one, like, what if we did it this way? And then everybody's like, what?
Well, I think that Peacemaker is a great testing ground for, a lot of TV shows and films have shied away from like the raunchy kind of like racist commentary that stand-up comedy used to be known for, and certain TV shows that that were only found on cable could laugh at and make jokes about. And we've gone away from that because there's a lot of sensitivity in the world about like what can be laughed at, who's in on the joke, should we do that, who should say it, who can't say it. And Peacemaker has really been just a wonderful kind of like 180 that shows it can be done in a way that everybody is in on the joke and we can all enjoy the series and comfortably and uncomfortably I get comfortably be uncomfortable together.
Yeah.
Does that make
Because
sense?
episode 1, woo, Peacemaker's party. I was like, wait a minute, Mr. Gunn, are you just gonna throw
man.
this all in my face?
I think
This
Mr.
is a
Gunn is
superhero television show.
I think
What
Gunn
are you
is
doing, sir?
I think James Gunn is a freak in the sheets. I really think he's a
Man,
freak
he
in
just-
the sheets. So like that's it kind of reminds me of the director from True Blood where he had people walk naked around him. I think he's a freak in the sheets.
Mr.
So like
Gunn.
I mean, he took a page from that orgy scene in The Boys, you know?
Yeah.
yeah.
I would kind of want to piggyback again off what Court was saying. Peacemaker, you kind of give him the pass. And then just when you think that, Peacemaker can't get too raw with it, he blesses us with Adrian. And Adrian is so mentally different. What's the word I'm looking for? He might be a spectrum kid, right? He's probably on the spectrum somewhere. And you think, and he just sees lawfully good or lawfully evil. It doesn't matter how it's colored. And then when you see the Universe X version of him, it's the exact same thing, which is brilliant. It's just, no, there's good and there's evil, and my mind is the thing that can rationalize that, and they're both exactly the same with no change. I thought, to me, was the most brilliant thing, because I was wondering, I was like, well, what's Adrian going to be? Is it going to be saying, nah, the exact
And he lives by that same code.
same
He
person, live by the
that
exact same code.
You know, and he's
It
like, I
was
hate
just fun.
Peacemaker
Yeah.
because Peacemaker, he's literally like a son of liberty. The fact that the Sons of Liberty are the good guys, are the good rebels, is interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he really wants to liberate his universe. And yeah, I agree with you. That is just
Hey,
oh.
when they go into that basement and it's all that damn money and cocaine.
Yeah.
Like,
They all
it's called
struggling
Black money,
day to
yeah.
day, how they
It's
gonna
black
pay
money.
their bills and can't find jobs, and he's literally sitting on millions.
Oh, Adebayo was like, I don't know what you're
like,
talking
put it
about.
in her
Oh,
purse.
like,
Well, Adebayo got him to use that money to build Checkmate. That's where all that
Yeah.
money came from.
She
Yeah.
wallered him. She
And to
wallered him.
bail out Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Mhm.
that was
Yeah.
hilarious. Cool. All right, guys, I think we can call it a night.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
as Courtney likes saying, good night and geek out.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Courtney, you say it better than
I
I
mean, I
Go
got
ahead.
it from Catherine, but yeah, geek out and good night.
All right.
I did.
All right,
No,
got it.
wait, I think you got it from Chuck.
No, you
we
said
ain't gonna, yeah, we ain't gonna argue about the origin.
But
of
we
it.
just
we
like
just
it.
gonna say it in.
Yeah.
Just say it.
we
Geek out
gonna
and good
let it be.
It's like GG, good game. Yeah. GG, good night, geek out. Yeah,
Alright.
good night, geek out.
And we're gonna
Is
figure out. I guess next week it'll be between
GN?
Gen V or Visions. So
Visions.
Oh, I forgot about Visions. Damn.
Oh, I didn't even watch it.
I haven't watched.
I forgot. Yeah.
I don't think I've watched any of the
It
Visions.
hasn't come out yet. It comes out the 29th.
I have to watch.
Okay.
I have to watch Gen V. I haven't watched it yet, and I think did Gen V just end?
It
Yes,
ended
it
last night.
Okay, I can binge watch it. Yay! I can have something to binge, and I gotta binge watch. Still binge watching the morning show.
I just started that. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I like the first season. I just feel like there's.
First season
Wait,
is my
are-
favorite.
Yeah.
Rodney, if you're out there, you can let us know.
You doing it.
Oh shoot! Is it over?
Yeah,
Are we
no,
just
we're
talking?
still on.
Right?
We're still.
Oh, I'm
live.
sorry.
You can say what you want to. Just wait
Oh,
on
okay.
Rodney.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
But-
yeah, I didn't. Yeah, because I know he was.
He had to step away. He hasn't seen Peacemaker, so
Okay.
Right.
I like the first season
Oh,
more the
he's
show.
back now.
First season more the show is good. Second season's kind of losing me.
Yeah,
but I'm still I'm still gonna thug it out. I'm like
Yeah.
7 episodes
I-
in on
It,
second
I mean,
season.
it wraps up well. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he wants to know if
Um,
she's in. Yeah, we
yes.
can end Rodney.
Yeah.
yes, we can.
Yeah.
Just shut us off. We gonna keep on talking. Just shut us off.
Yeah. I just
Don't-
felt
Good
like
night,
when,
everybody.
Just hit it.
Good
Yeah, just shut it
night,
off.
bye.
Thanks for joining us. To the
Happy,
chat, we appreciate you.
Oh, now we gonna switch. Thanks for joining us.